You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Playing House After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Playing House After Show.
Hey there, Playing House fans. What's up? You're here at AFTERBUZZ TV on the Playing House After Show, and it is going to be so banging. We're talking about Season 1, Episode 3, Unfinished Business. I'm Matt Lieberman. Got the great panel here. Carrie Long's here.
Hi.
Patrick Fisackerly's here.
Hi.
Hey, gang. So, another great episode this week after the big double dose we got last week.
Well, this is my favorite one so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you know, the show is just clicking and firing on all cylinders, and it's so funny. It feels so very real, their relationship, and I'm so glad that so many news outlets and people have been sampling the show and that they're agreeing with us that it is as entertaining and fun to watch as we feel.
It's definitely getting covered on like blogs and on podcasts that I listen to. It's people are talking about it.
Yeah,
for sure,
and
for sure.
this after show, #9 on AFTERBUZZ,
Hey,
as of
that's
today,
great.
which is fantastic.
We cracked the top 10.
We cracked the top 10.
Ooh.
I know. Well,
did it.
Before we jump in with both feet, as we are wont to do on this show, we got to talk about something else really quickly. So, folks, if you are familiar with AFTERBUZZ TV, then you're also familiar with our wonderful founders, Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, who have a reality series on Oxygen. It's called Chasing Maria Menounos. It's been airing for the past few weeks. It's really a fantastic docuseries. You know, you really get a nice look into their life, into their family, into Maria's family. Her parents are just adorable. And, you know, the drama on the show has been ratcheting up week over week. And, you know, a lot of folks say to us, the email, hey, how can we help out? Because AFTERBUZZ TV, you know, we put out over 60, 70 hours of free content every week. It's a crazy amount of free stuff. And people want to know, how can we pay a little bit? We're maybe a little guilty. I'll tell you, you watch this show because securing a Season 2 for Chasing Maria Menounos will only bring more exposure to AFTERBUZZ, because AFTERBUZZ is actually a significant player on the show. You'll be able to see a lot of your favorite AFTERBUZZers, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. So you can watch the show on Oxygen Tuesday nights at 10 p.m., or you can download episodes on iTunes or Amazon. So thank you for that. So, okay, we open this week on Maggie and Emma watching Silence of the Lambs, and Emma is not feeling it. She's not a horror person, and I'm not a horror person, so I understand it. You know,
Not even Silence of the Lambs?
not even. I mean, like, okay, like the mid section of Silence of the Lambs, like the interplay between Clarice and Hannibal.
So if you catch it on cable, like after the part where she's jogging just on the trail,
Right.
and you're like, the prison part.
yeah, and I'm
that-
like, okay, I'm in. You know, once we get into that night vision, I'm like, this is getting a little too real.
So not the first 5 minutes, nor the last 5 minutes.
Right. I like
Got it.
the rest of it. I like to just assume that it is a novel that ends and begins well. And things just get complicated in the middle.
Sure, just
Yeah.
little problems.
Well, I mean, like when it comes to horror movies, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like supernatural stuff, I don't mind as much. You know, it's when it's real people, things that could actually happen to you, you know, an invader, a marauder, a crazy person.
A people eater.
Yeah. Who's, you know, based on real stuff.
Named Hannibal,
Yeah.
who just happens to be a cannibal.
Just happens to be a cannibal.
Convenient, right?
Thank you, Mother.
But like, think about that. It's how dumb are you as a parent to name your kid Hannibal, knowing that they might have a very fun nickname if they start eating people?
You know, it's like you just I don't know. I don't,
It's the same reason that I would never name a daughter Sasturbator.
Why?
Yeah, why is that? Why is that?
Why?
Because
What's that?
she might one day
She wouldn't
not go to college.
She wouldn't.
Oh,
She
I
could.
thought you were.
So like if she broke her arm, she wouldn't want the doctor to help her heal because she would be a caster hater.
Exactly.
That's why.
Thank you.
Nice
I get it
save.
now.
Yeah.
I get-
Or,
Thanks
you
for
know,
clarifying.
if
Yeah.
she just wasn't a fan of a man named, let's say for the sake of argument, William Castor. But in any case, Caster hater. Love it.
Faster hater. Did not like that
No,
movie.
Too
starring
faster,
The
too
Rock.
hater? No. So they're watching the movie, and who should come in at the inopportune time but Bruce. Who sneaks up behind them. Everyone's screaming. He doesn't know why we're screaming. He's wearing his hockey mask. He's just coming by to get his sticks to play hockey with his buddy Scooter. And Emma lets Maggie have it. Why is Bruce still traipsing in and out of your house when you are supposed to be divorced? You're supposed to be moving on with your life. This is so typical of you. And
This is boundary
She threw
time.
the you, yeah.
This is boundary time.
yeah, 100%. When you break up with someone, I don't know. Tell me how you guys have been in your past relationships.
Ooh, personal question.
Well, I like personal questions when it's on comedies because we're relating it back to our own lives. I mean, I've had boundary issues in the past where we say we're going to be friends, we're going to stay
It doesn't
close.
exist.
It doesn't exist. No.
It does not.
It depends on the breakup, guys.
A breakup's a breakup. You're done with your business for a good reason, right? A breakup is a breakup.
All right.
It's a breakup. It's a breakup. It's a breakup.
Let's put a pause button on the sass for just 2 secs.
Okay. How are you, Patrick?
Right, Patrick, enlighten us.
I think that if it's a mutual breakup, then usually you can have a civil post-breakup, not close relationship, but you can see
feel like
each other and it's okay. If it's a bad breakup and one person is like,
What about
Go ahead.
a divorce?
Well, that's generally not
That's
going to be super
messy.
civil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to give each other some space so you can relearn how to be your own people again.
Right, because otherwise
Yes.
you'll never get out. Rip it off like a man. Just get
I
it
think
off.
13.
Do it.
She said they were together 13 years, I think, is what
Yeah,
she said.
that's lucky
a
13.
I've never been with anyone over 2 years.
I've never been with anyone over 9 months.
Wow. We have separate issues here.
Once they have the baby, you're out of there.
Yep. Exactly. I only
Perfect.
date pregnant
You
women.
impregnate them on the first date.
No,
and
I
then
only
baby out,
date recently
you're gone.
impregnated women. I don't know how it keeps happening to me, but I just
great.
have a knack.
Just
And then I
find
just
them.
can't
They're-
leave.
Just
hey,
spoon
hey man,
with
they're
them.
out there.
The more you know.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So Bruce is supposed to come by and pick up all his stuff, right?
Right.
He's supposed to come by, pick up all his stuff. The house is just flooded with boxes. We've got an empty beer hat. We've got massive sunglasses. Emma makes the note, how did your ex-husband get all this crap? And she's like, well, his ex-wife gave it to him. And she, yeah. And we get to one of my favorite runners in this episode, which is, oh no, that's not even until later, the Cheese of the Month basket. That's later
Save
on.
it. Save
Yeah,
it.
Blowing
I'll
up
save it.
Twitter.
I'll
'Cause it's
save
great.
it.
There's
It's
never
great,
been more
but you wanna
cheese on
save it.
Twitter.
Never
We're gonna
been more cheese
We're
on
gonna
Twitter.
circle back.
We're
to
gonna
that.
savor that flavor. But in any case, Bruce, he hasn't come by yet for his stuff. He's running late. So the gals head out for a leisurely lunch. When who should they spot? Oh crap!
It's Jane Kasmerick.
Yes, Jane Kasmerick, who I haven't seen in forever as Emma's mom. What a fantastic
How great
get.
was that?
Yes, and she's going to be in more because she was in the teaser for the next episode. So
I
she's
know.
coming back.
Yeah, no, I love that we've established this character. I love that we're giving Emma more to do. Since Mark is married.
It's Emma's mother, by the
Right.
way. We didn't. I don't know. Did we say that?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll
I think-
say it
I
again.
feel that we did.
If we didn't, we did say it twice.
So Emma's mother, we need more stuff for Emma to do. Yes, she's helping Maggie raise this baby. Yes, she still has unresolved issues with Mark. As we touch on later in the episode, we'll get more into that. But having this relationship, I think, is vitally important to the development of her character. She's somebody who pushed away everyone in her life except
Right.
for Maggie for the longest time, and she needs to start facing those consequences. And chief among them is that maybe her mom is better off without her.
Yeah.
Her mom, she's hiding behind a birdcage, and then her mom immediately runs away trying to hide. And she's like, no,
love that?
I hid from you first.
Because the whole hiding from your parent when you're in the hometown is sort of a trope, I
Absolutely.
would say. And this totally turned it on its head and had the mother also hiding.
What
It
I
was
love
great.
about Lennon Parham and Jessica St. Clair, and what I think their whole writing staff is, they're all students of comedy.
Joe Wangert wrote this episode.
Joe Wangert wrote this
Brilliant.
episode. Love Joe Wangert.
If you guys don't know Joe Wangert, Google Joe Wangert
Girardi's frozen yogurt. That's my favorite bit of all
I'll give you
time.
another example.
I'll give you another example.
Oh, have you seen it?
No,
It's
I'm going to. I have
it's the
homework now.
best.
Thank you,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Girardi.
Yeah, I think that's right.
apostrophe S. Yeah. It's the greatest. In any case, they're students of comedy, so they recognize these tropes and then know how to heighten them or how to twist them in a way that feels fresh. And this felt fresh to us as we realized, you know, Emma's mom wants nothing to do with her. She shut that part of herself down a long time ago. She squeezed it into a little ball and stuffed it deep inside her heart where it will never, ever emerge again, except in the form of poetry. She's become a very celebrated author around town
under a pseudonym.
Right, under the nom de plume. Felicia Rashad, which she doesn't know is the name of the wife on the Cosby Show.
My favorite part of that is does she spell it with an F or a PH?
I love it.
Yeah.
PH.
Damn it. Yeah. Which, like, did she A, not watch the Cosby Show, B, Felicia Rashad is an amazing, beautiful, talented actress, Tony Award winner.
Would it be great if I wanted her to be on the episode? For one sec, I thought maybe we have like a quick cameo for her.
Season finale. Let's push for it. Fingers.
Felicia, please come on the
Can we
episode.
cross them? Yeah.
Or Felicia, if you wanted to come on AfterBuzz and just talk
that
about
would be
Playing
nice.
House.
That'd be great.
Having
You have
someone
an
use your
open
name.
invitation.
Yes.
Yeah. Felicia Rashad listens to this podcast. She can
Felicia
come whenever
Rashad
she
is why
wants.
we're at number 9,
I watched her for
man.
years on Cosby. It's time to return the favor.
Okay, but in any case, you know, Emma's kind of stunned that, you know, despite her transgressions, her mom isn't interested in criticizing her, isn't interested in anything, and it hurts more than she's willing to admit.
And she replaced her with like open-toed shoes.
Open-toed shoes and...
I don't need a daughter.
and-
I have
Right.
roomy shoes.
Roomy shoes, and I was expecting her to talk about a much younger Beau, but that never came to pass. Maybe later on.
Oh.
Ooh. All right.
Reveals.
Pitching a totally gross thing that I don't want to happen, but
Pitch it.
Pitch it.
Emma's mom and Bruce doing the deuce.
Ew.
Pooping?
Yes, not pooping. Doing just making
YouTube
sex to
video
each
about
other.
that.
Okay.
Patrick's so proud of himself.
I just am so happy you said that. For
Yeah. I like rhyming more than I like making sense.
That's fine. I'm on board with that 100%.
All right.
110%.
So the gals return home to the house, or is the poetry reading before that? No, they return home to the house and they're talking with Zach about
yes, that's where they find out about the poetry
reading.
Right.
Which, by the
Wordsmiths,
flyer that he
wordsmiths.
carries in his pocket.
Conveniently.
because that's who he is.
Exactly.
I love how strange Zach Woods' character is on this show. I feel like he's the sort of character where you can give him any superfluous character trait and it'll fit. And that's just a testament to how great he is as an actor.
But it's still pretty grounded. Like it's
He
not
plays
not
it so
crazy.
straight.
He's
Yeah.
not crazy. He's
Yeah.
just one of those just kind of odd townies who develops a bunch of hobbies and is active and is, you know, non-threatening enough
Yeah.
that he knows everyone.
He's endearing.
Yeah. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong with that, you know? And so they go to this poetry reading, and we get a lot of interesting little tidbits. Mr. Nanjiani is back, and
Just
we
was a ghost story. Is what he
yeah,
told.
a ghost story,
Not
and we
poetry.
just missed the poem about that old woman's dead husband's dick.
Jack.
Dick. Lean into it.
Jack.
And as Zach said, as far as the people who attended the poetry reading, characters
Characters welcome.
Yeah. And
USA, USA, USA.
yeah. We all cheered when we got that. It's like, oh, nice little meta plug.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah. No, it's nice knowing episode 3 already that meta humor is on the table.
Meta humor, but not like for this. It's like it organically worked. It wasn't like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Zach is the character who's kind of spacey enough that it feels like he would just kind of pull that out of thin air and think that it was nice.
And it was also just a nice thing to say.
It was.
Characters are welcome.
So we get to see Emma's mom perform a piece, a poem.
Yes.
It's very
Well,
moving.
Felicia.
poem.
We got to see
Very.
Felicia.
Felicia.
Right,
Felicia.
please.
Perform a poem about a dumpling
Oh, that dumpling.
that left her bowl of broth.
It's gonna
A
make me
dumpling
emotional.
that she stuffed with meat.
Don't run away from your feelings,
Don't.
Carrie.
I
Tell us how you
can't.
feel.
I feel like the dumpling that was left in the bowl. She only drank the broth I was left to dry
This is an
out.
AfterBuzz breakthrough.
Yeah,
I'm okay, guys. I'm gonna pull it together.
good. That's important.
Cool.
Because I'm a tough little dumpling. Ain't no one's gonna crack my.
Are you a dumpling
dough.
too?
Yeah.
Guys, I have something to tell you.
Are you what?
I think I'm a dumpling.
Oh my god. Three little
Dumplings sitting in a bowl.
One was
Soft and one had mold.
That's good, guys.
There's one more dumpling we have
There's
to
one
sing.
more dumpling.
Poetry.
And the third dumpling was alone.
That's, that sounded personal. Goes
It's
back
very
to
personal.
dating. I can't break
Yeah.
it off.
All right, I'm gonna
because
see you
you're a
guys
sticky
later.
dumpling.
Stay here.
I'm still
So
here.
Emma is really PO'd at this because the poem is clearly about her abandoning her mom. It sounds kind of petulant. Everyone's celebrating her, even though she's putting on this dumb fake poetry voice. Snaps all around.
Deep.
You know, and she couldn't be more upset that her mom is not acknowledging her after this reading, is not admitting that it is about her, and you know, like she can't handle it. Emma isn't the kind of person who handles disappointment well.
No.
Yeah, which is like, it's so funny because I keep thinking about you know, Lennon and Jessica in their roles on BFF and how it was so switched, so flipped, and I think it's a really clever, subversive thing to do, to flop those roles and show how versatile they are.
It's what Mary-Kate and Ashley used to do in their movies.
Totally.
You got it, dude.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I saw a lot of those.
So, really?
I had a little sister,
Interesting.
but I still watched them.
What was the longest relationship you were ever in?
It was 2 years, but
Okay.
also don't.
All right.
Yeah. Way after that, Mary Tyler.
Okay.
I mean, not Mary Tyler Moore. That's a different
no one
person.
wants to hear about that.
Sure. All right.
So, the gals head home, and the whole house is still stuffed with boxes. What the hell?
And a very scary punchy mannequin. I don't know what
Yeah.
those are called.
Yeah, with a robber mask on it, which
And a
only means
skull.
which only means that Bruce used it to train to fight robbers.
And then we get our first
from the
big,
1930s.
we get our first big Silence of the Lambs
yeah, see?
callback, where
I don't wanna
Emma
live in a
yells,
well.
"I don't want to live in a well. I don't want to live in a well."
Not with the dog. I don't want to live with well with my dog. And that was great. And then, you know, Maggie starts to get really concerned. Bruce hasn't come by. Well, actually, no. He must have come by because his cheeses of the monk basket was outside, and that's all gone.
Yeah.
But wait, Emma has a confession.
Emma has a confession. Was that basket with like 4 big old cheeses and a little, just a little thing of chutney. Just a little chutney. She ate all of it.
That was 4 pounds of artizinal
She is
cheeses.
not
Yeah.
lactose intolerant.
You'd say it was impossible, but it's not. The French do it. They all do. You know.
And they're so skinny.
They're so
We
skinny.
should all
How
go
do they?
home tonight.
How do
It's
they
just
do
cheese
it?
and bread. They all eat cheese and bread, but they're all so tiny.
Because they walk everywhere.
They do.
They walk in the playa.
The what now?
They walk on the playa.
The what now? I don't even know what you're saying. What?
The playa.
What?
The playa.
I still don't know.
The playa is the beach.
Oh, yeah.
The beach is the playa.
I like the playa.
They like the playa.
It's a fancy word for beach, Patrick.
I was trying to think of.
really sound like
I was trying to
French.
think of Barcelona, but instead, in my head, I kept saying.
Spain.
I kept saying Bethpin instead. That is Spain, and I've been talking about Spain when I was really meaning France. And
They're
it's
all romantic
very,
languages.
it's very.
Because I minored in French and I forgot most of it, but I was still like, I don't know what he's saying.
Sorry. La plage.
Sorry,
Does that
and
make
I
you
did
feel better?
Spanish, and I didn't know what he was saying.
I took Latin, and yet
sad.
I know all these Spanish and French words.
Well, you know, that's
Yeah.
the root.
It's the root. It's the
Dead
root is
language.
what's important. In any case, Maggie is incredibly concerned, and she has every right to be. So she calls Mark into it, and they've set up a crime scene, caution tape across, 11:30 in the morning. Emma still in
in
full
her
PJs.
That is not that late. 11:30.
No, if you're unemployed,
When you
have
are
a
that
right.
old.
old. She's
Excuse
in her
me?
30s.
Old.
Now
Excuse
we
me,
have,
Matt.
Now we have hit some sensitive buttons.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you are excused.
If she was in LA, that would have been a chic outfit.
It would have been a chic outfit, and she totally could have gone to Erewhon in it, and everyone would have thought she was awesome.
Oh my god, look at her outfit.
Look at her outfit. She has. I wish I
So
could. I wish I could
clever.
pull that off. It's so
Oh my
fun.
god,
Pajama
it's like
shaped.
plaid, and they don't
Pajama
even match at
shaped.
the seams.
Yeah, it's so good.
There's no
but
zipper.
in any case, Mark, incredibly judgy.
Yeah.
You know, as he is wont to be, he's
He
the
wants-
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, of course.
He wants to have an opinion. He has an opinion.
He does.
He's maybe a little keen on sharing it.
What?
As Zach would say, opinions are like anuses.
Or your cookie. By the way, what did your mom make you call it when you were little? I had to call it the backside.
Booty, like the hole or the butt.
That area.
Tuchus or tussie? Yeah.
Your mother said, I insist you call. Was Tussie in the front and Tookus in the back?
No, that was all back.
Is Tussie
all
like
back.
the slang version of Tookus?
Tussie is like the slang version of
I can't not giggle when you
Tussie.
say Tussie.
It's a weird word. It sounds like it's so immature, it's crazy.
It sounds-
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Tussie. You nerd. In any case,
I gotta write that down for
good
fun
old
later.
yeah. So Emma was up late. She was writing in her journal. She was
She had
making
feelings.
She had feelings
She
and
had to get 'em out.
musings. She had to get them out. She had to, you had to get him on paper. Or they'll poison
important.
you. Get him on paper. Or they'll poison you.
That's right.
You know.
Purge it.
So meanwhile, Maggie and Mark go off in search of Bruce, and Emma goes off in search of justice from her
Amen, sister.
mother. Yeah. Let's talk about this cop car jaunt
Oh,
first.
best scene in the episode, I think, for me.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't even like a funny scene. It was just.
It was real, though.
It was a
Comedy's
really
real.
well acted, well written, like full of heart scene.
Yeah.
I really responded to this
Very,
scene.
very
He
lived
started
in.
crying.
Yeah, man.
I was moved.
Okay, but in any
You
case,
weren't looking, you don't
know,
know.
they're kind of talking about Maggie's relationship and where it might have gone wrong, and Mark compares it to a certain relationship that he once had that maybe he's not
convenient.
entirely over. Perhaps.
Do you think he wanted her to know? Or he was just saying it because Maggie and Emma, two peas in a pod, or he was maybe putting it out there subconsciously or consciously?
Here's what I will say. As a male individual,
Oh, boy.
a man does not share that with a woman, with like a female friend of a woman they have feelings for, unless they want it to be known on some level.
Thank you. See? There you go.
It's
we
a fact.
can't be blamed. You know we'll tell
Now,
them.
will he regret that fact? Yes, absolutely. But urges sometimes are stronger than the brain, and on some level, he wants the universe to know that he has unfinished business with Emma.
I like it.
I don't know if I'm on board with that.
Interesting. Discuss.
Here's why. Because the show wrote his relationship with Bird Bones, whose real name I will never remember.
We're okay with that.
Bird Bones it is. Sorry, Bird Bones. It's just the way it is. His relationship with Bird Bones was written not as like a bad relationship.
It's a good one, in fact.
It was written as a very strong, loving, caring relationship. And I don't think that's fair to Bird Bones if we're rooting for him and Emma right now.
Patrick,
It isn't
love
fair.
It's not.
It's not. But here's what I will say to that. It is a loving and tender relationship in a vacuum. A vacuum left by the woman who got away.
Right. And now she's back.
Now she's back. It's disrupted his entire universe, and everything that was positive and great about his relationship, now, on some level, we saw in the last episode, he felt he had to defend against Maggie and Emma. The things that he was completely secure about weeks earlier, days earlier.
Well, my devil's advocate of this is that was the only one of his very long relationships that ended, and that was his only point of comparison.
But it's also, or potentially, it's the only one of his very long relationships, or only one of his relationships where he got dumped.
Right.
The man is attractive. He's smart. He's successful.
He's a very good-looking man.
He's
Yeah.
the law.
Can we agree?
That's
he's
sexy.
the effing law. Okay.
He wears a uniform.
Okay, but my point is, a guy like that doesn't get dumped very often, and believe me, it's the ones who reject you that you'll never forget. It's a fact.
How many times have you been rejected?
Twice.
Ooh.
And I will never forget. I don't want to live in a well. I don't want to live in a well with a dog. In any case, and I don't want to eat 4 pounds of cheese. Part of me does. It's manchego. Manchego's delightful. Why would I
I'm
say
gonna have
that?
to pass.
All right, fine. But in any case,
I would love to eat 4 pounds of cheese.
okay, I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Please, if someone sends you 4 pounds of cheese, I'll give you my address.
Great. USA, send us
Creepy.
4 pounds of cheese. So the fact is, whether or not he has, active feelings for her, the thought has entered his mind.
Right.
Well, sure.
He
Yeah.
will have to face it. Like, it's going to come
It's
to a
gonna-
head. It's
it-
a brilliant little thread to just keep, just kind of give
Because
it a little bit.
that's how
you
real
know?
life is.
Right.
That's how real life is. It's something that nags at the back of your brain until one day
You
you're-
have to deal with
you
it.
have to deal with it. You're thrust into a situation where there's no escaping, what's there, and you just have to move past it or you don't.
Right.
It's a fact.
Well, that's what makes this show, to me, better than a lot of other shows, is the fact that he is in a happy marriage with someone that we like,
Yeah.
but we also love Emma, and it's a real conflict.
Right.
It's not a TV conflict.
Exactly. It's
you know
not a
what I
straw
mean?
man. It's not something that's easily resolved. And it's not necessarily something that we want to see resolved because, honestly, I wouldn't want that to happen to Bird Bone. She's done nothing
No,
wrong.
I love Bird Bones.
Yeah.
I will be very sad if we don't see more Bird Bones at some point.
All
She's
right.
back. She's great.
Yeah.
Maybe more brunch.
So before we move on, because we got to talk about you know, this second poetry reading and everything else, I just want to mention iTunes really quickly. You know, folks, we here at AfterBuzz, we put out all this great content. We talked about, you know, watching Chasing Maria at the very top, Tuesdays at 10 on Oxygen. Another great way to support our show and AfterBuzz at large. Rate and review the show on iTunes. It legitimately makes a difference. It's how we get sponsors. It's how we get guests, and it's the only way that we, you know, are tracked in the ratings against everybody else. You know, we're number 9 now, but we could be number 1 tomorrow with your support.
Yes.
So head over.
We would love to be number 1.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
It doesn't cost you a dime. It only takes a second. And honestly, if it's gibberish, I'll still count it. I'll still count it as one of my faves. So please, please do head to iTunes, go and do it. We appreciate all your help.
Hey, Matt, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Beatles song? Is it Revolution 1 or Revolution 9?
Ooh.
It's probably not Revolution 9, if I had to
Sounds like a
guess.
leading
It's probably
question.
more Revolution 1, right?
It is a leading question. I mean,
Because 1 is better than 9, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And we want to be number 1.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
See what I'm doing?
I see what he's doing. It was a thing, and I didn't get it because I'm not fully versed on the Beatles catalog.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, check out the White Album. Revolution 9 is like 15 minutes of garbage.
Okay. I have no interest. I have no interest in that.
It's just,
How do you really feel?
It's just John Lennon making sound effects for a very long time.
I like the Piggies on that album. The
I like
Piggies one's cool.
I mean, it's kind of silly, but I
Yeah.
like Piggies.
So Emma crashes this daytime poetry meeting with a brand new poem that she wants to tell everyone, especially her mom. But before we get into that, let's talk about the fallout. Oh, this is that terrible song that you don't like.
What's happening?
Stephen Lemieux, our engineer, is sometimes vindictive, and he'll subject us to pranks mid-show.
Oh, is this
Revolution?
This is Revolution number 9.
It is
Number
sound
9,
effects.
number 9, number 9. In any case, our old lady,
God, it's such
she got
garbage.
a sexy young thang, only
4
4 years
years.
younger than her. Hey, good for her. And Emma arrives and she reads this this poem, and no one likes it.
I thought it was brilliant. It was actually very good.
Yeah, and
She's quite the wordsmith.
her fake poet voice is better than her mom's. Okay, it's less fake,
It had
although a little
passion
more
behind it.
urban.
Yes.
A little more slammy.
A
Yeah.
little more. And I liked her dance moves with it. Really brought the poetry, the words to life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Really brought it out.
Yeah.
And then I loved how she was like, these words, they're done now. Bam! I have to drop the book and walk away because these words have been purged.
And do you remember what her poetry nom de plume is? Tempest
Yes.
Bledsoe.
Tempest Bledsoe.
so lovely.
Another Cosby Show reference.
Not the last.
Not the last. Yes.
I wonder what that's all
certainly
about.
Not the first.
Like, were
about-
they just sitting around like, oh my God, you guys remember Cosby?
They're probably just pitching what her thing would be.
Yeah,
that's
and
what my
then
guess
it
is.
just heightened from there, and
Yeah.
it grew into this
Love it.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
In any case, you know, Mom is a little perturbed by it, but still kind of a rock against this wall of emotion. Meanwhile, you know, Maggie has figured out where Bruce is, and it's, you know, sad and it's sweet. He's not ready to move on either, but, you know, he didn't want to admit it out loud, and he's been sitting on this bench where they were on their first date after they had Coke floats. Oh, we didn't even talk about the investigation scene.
That was so
where
great.
Maggie
the,
interrogated.
Silence of the Lambs / Law and Order investigation scene.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
It was a wonderful, wonderful scene and a great bit of acting from Lennon Parham as she just beat it out of her.
As,
poor
as
Candy.
Candy the waitress
Candy.
kept moving things around as you would in a procedural.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
And
hey,
then the slow look that she gave her.
hey, local production of Hairspray is casting at the JCC.
Big time. That's big.
should
I was
perk.
in Hairspray. On
Yeah?
a cruise
Who
ship.
were you?
What? Velma Von Tussle?
Of course you
Flip,
were.
Flip. Of course I was. What? She's the evil one in the show.
You're blonde.
Oh, right.
Is that the evil adult or the evil younger?
The evil adult. I wore a wig for it.
Okay.
Miss Baltimore Crabs? Was that one?
Yes.
I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about crabs.
Okay.
Not Baltimore.
Fine.
Another word for cookie.
Yes. So yeah, I loved that scene, and now we got this very sad scene with her and Bruce, and it's very tender and very sweet, and it kind of gives a sense of who he's going to be going forward. Yes, he screwed up in the past, but he does regret it. You know,
and he's a human being.
He's a human being. People make mistakes.
And performed as a human being.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is great.
He's not just some oafish lout. He's a guy who was in an unhappy marriage. He wasn't ready to admit it. He was in denial, and instead he was sublimating it with this webcam relationship and lots of butt play. You know, and this
Cookie
is
play.
with a German.
Cookie play. Cookie play. But
Tussy play.
Tussy play. Oh, it sounds so much grosser. In any case, he still wants to be a good dad, and he's saying, I bet I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to be a great one of those. And I want him to be. I want him to be so bad.
For him. And I'd like to know what went wrong in the marriage. I believe every episode we might see a little layer.
A little bit more.
Peeled away.
I like that idea.
I loved his Back to the Future metaphor.
Yes.
I'm always a fan of those.
Yeah, always.
Roads.
And you know, Maggie jumps right back on it, and she's like, you'd have to go way back further because we weren't happy for
that was
a while,
wonderful
man.
moment. That was wonderful. That was a wonderful, truthful moment. I loved that.
And, you know, the shared reference shows, you know, maybe why they got together in the first place. They do inhabit, you know, similar frames of reference. They do want different things.
They feel like people who used to be together.
They used to be in love. Sometimes you fall out.
Exactly.
Maybe the baby at the end, who knows, might bring them back together.
Yeah. He wants to
I
play.
don't want that.
He wants to play hockey and mess with his tussie. She wants to have a
Right.
rapping
Who
station
doesn't?
straight out of Pinterest.
A corner rapping
If
station.
nothing else
How legit is that rap
Did you
stage?
see the ribbons
that
on
rapping
the
station
pole?
be banging.
That
Oh
rap
my-
stage be banging.
Oh my God.
And the ribs be banging too.
Right out of Pinterest. I was jealous.
So jealous. And here's the thing, folks. Emma confronts her mother. Mom, why you no love me?
Yes.
I know I abandoned you, but, come, hug, please,
rap.
robot, thoughts.
I just wanted to wait until you were done.
I did too.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Wait, do more.
Just interrupt bits.
No, not always. Sometimes we
late.
just let them go.
I thought you were wordsmithing.
Sometimes it's yes, continue.
Improv joke.
Yes.
I did like all the things the mom said, though, because
Yeah.
that's such a mom thing. Everybody has a thing that you love your mom. But oh my God! Every time
You
you're
look
around,
like a
you're
corpse when you wear gray.
My mom's like, why don't you have rouge on? She'll wash this make you look washed out. Wear a brighter color. I can't get any brighter.
Yeah.
I'm a blonde. My skin and my hair are the same color, but still, your mother is the one person like.
But on some level, you want them to worry about you. You want them to be
You
concerned.
do.
You want the criticism because it just means that they care.
They love you.
Yeah.
They're watching out for you.
I'm just thrilled this is going to be an arc for the season, it looks like.
Yeah.
Because
I
she's
love the
coming
mother.
back, so
Keep her.
they're going to continue to work on their relationship, which I'm excited about.
Which is
And
wonderful.
There's no mother-in-law. Well, maybe. I don't know. We haven't seen a mother-in-law. Like, you need that matriarch kind of older character.
Yeah.
When a
Well, we
baby
haven't
comes
met
in.
Maggie and Zach's mom. We haven't
Can't
met
wait
Bruce's
for the
mom.
reveal.
So we'll see who they are. Knowing, you know, this writing staff, I imagine we're going to get lots of funny ladies coming through
Betty
this
White.
series.
I'm going to say it every week. I'm just saying, I think Betty White would make a great great-grandmother. Just
Wait,
saying.
she'd make a really good great-grandmother?
There
or
was
a
one
great-grandmother.
great-grandmother?
Singular great.
Or a great-great-grandmother or a great-great-grandmother.
All of
Okay,
the
so let's
above.
start over. So a great-great-grandmother,
Right.
Tussie.
or just a great-great-grandmother. Tussie?
In any case, everything is resolved. We get a nice little moment of emotion as she teaches her mother how to hug once again.
I love
Oh,
yes.
and did you notice in the previous scene, the one with the rapping station, that we got a little Marissa Wampler action with MoveOn.org? Mm-hmm. I appreciate the Comedy Bang Bang references scattered throughout the show. I hope there are more.
Yeah,
I hope Miss Listler comes in at some point.
we'll see.
I'm a big fan.
All right.
Have you listened to Comedy Bang Bang with me?
Not tons.
They're great. They have the recurring characters on it, student and teacher. It's great.
Okay.
It's great.
More homework. I'm
Great,
on it.
more homework. So we end the evening with Zach reading a poem in the living room that is so painful.
Which apparently he improvised.
Of course
Yes.
he is. Of course he did. And, you know, it's so painful that Emma is willing to watch or listen to literally anything else, which was the trap all along. The trap has been set,
Gotcha.
and now Silence of the Lambs. Bam!
Hello, Clarice.
You're stuck. All right.
That's what happens when you have a poem about Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yes.
So many great references.
Transcendently crushed.
Oh, improv team name, Malcolm Jamal Warner's Tussy. Done. Okay, predictions. Prediction time.
Ooh.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Look at that. Look at the seizure lights. How great are they? If you're only listening to this and you're not watching it on video, you're missing out on seizure lights. So, folks, we know that Jane Kex-Marek is coming back next week.
Yes.
What do we want to see next week? What do we want to see in the future? I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, we talked a lot about the Mark-Emma relationship. I would like that to see that continue to evolve like it does in real life.
Yes.
Where you become friends again and then things get too comfortable.
You start digging up all those emotions, you betcha.
I want to see that. I do love this relationship with Emma's mom. I want to see that continue to develop. And, you know, I want to see more of Bruce outside of a screw-up role. And I want to see him, you know, succeed in something. And maybe a pairing with him and Zach could be a lot of fun.
Sure, yeah.
like
Like a
that.
boys' night out.
Yeah.
Like he's feeling lonely. Why don't you take him out? He hasn't been getting out much.
Yeah, and now we have this wonderful gift of his dreadlocked friend Scooter. I'd love to see him.
I want to see a face. Let's see who he is.
I want to see more of the town. They've done a great job so far of fleshing out this town and the people who live in it. I want to see more of that.
The lawyers who went fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maggie's got to lawyer up, man. She's got to lawyer up.
I have a feeling that the next episode or two is going to be about her actually getting that divorce.
Yeah, and there's going to be a great, there's going to be some episodes, going to be a great scene. It's all going to take place in the courthouse. Just the hashing out of things and emotions and who gets what, who gets the big
real-time
body
bottle
bag
episode
thing.
of just people arguing
I just love
over
it.
property.
Yeah.
It'll be funny and clever.
Okay, I'm into it. All right, Patrick, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Fisackerly. Fisackerly.
All right, and Carrie?
You can find me at Comedia Carrie. That's COMEDIACARRIE. Comedia Carrie.
Okay, and you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MATTLIEBERMAN. You can also find all my videos for AfterBuzz TV, SourceFed, and my personal stuff, sketches, vlogs, what have you, at my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Matthew D. Lieberman. I want to thank you all for downloading, watching, listening, streaming. You're all the best. We'll see you next week. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.